And welcome back to Lantern Corp videos. Today's Lantern Corp video comes from us from Trenton the Skeleton, who asked the question, what Lantern Corp does Mystery Inc. belong into? Now, full disclosure, there's only one option. There is one selection, and there's a big reason for that. Now, when it comes to groups of individuals, I try to at least look at it from the perspective of, okay, which Lantern Corp could each of these guys fall into hypothetically? But looking into it, the problem stems from the fact that there's not, and I need to be careful how I say it, because I know I'm going to get people who are going to go, hey, that's not true, what are you talking about? They got playing again. Their characters aren't fleshed out enough to have options for different Lantern Corps. And what I mean by that is, if you look at the original Scooby-Doo series, even look at the later versions, including the one we got right here, one of the more modern versions, they try their best to give them some sort of character. Particularly Shaggy and Scooby, I think, have the most character. Otherwise, Fred is the leader with no real personality. Daphne was always getting kidnapped, hypothetically. Or at least allegedly. Excuse me. But she kind of just didn't do anything. Velma was always the brains, but there was nothing behind there. That's the original series. Go into the later parts of the series, or later parts of the newer series, especially this one, they definitely went a bit more in depth with the character, but they kind of just run the gamut a bit for all the character you could give them. They can be angry, they can be angry, they can feel love, they can run most of the emotional spectrum in the Lantern Corps. I also look at the movies, not the live action, just the animated ones. The movies, same principle. The only one that is where you can make an argument they can in fact qualify for other Lantern Corps is the comics. And I'm not very familiar, admittedly, with the comics. I know a little bit about them. And I don't mean like, hey, old 70s, 80s comics they made, assuming they made those. No, I'm talking about modern day Mystery Incorporated comics that they make, where they are actually in a post-apocalyptic world. Fred gets killed, turned into a nanotech zombie. So, yeah, that's a different type of scenario we can look into. But frankly, for the vast majority of media, it's not that's not technically in canon. So, most of these are not in canon with each other. They just are using the same characters whose personalities, again, haven't really changed over the years. So I have to look at them basically as a group and think, okay, if as a collective they were able to maybe say wield a lantern ring together, what ring would they have all together? And to me, the answer was very simple, and unfortunately it is this. It's the Green Lantern Corps. It's a pretty boring answer, I admit, but it is the answer that I am giving right now. The reason for that is to be a Green Lantern, you have to have great willpower and overcome great fear. And you might argue, well, Scoob and Shaggy are cowards. Why is that the case? They're technically cowards, but they will oftentimes go to the extent to save their friends. And even though they'll run from danger a lot of the time, they still go join the Mystery. They still join Daphne, Velma, and Fred all the time because they're friends and they don't leave their friends. Don't let their friends go alone. They are showing, strangely enough, despite the fact they are cowards, they're showing courage in the face of fear. Now, most of the time, the fear is just whatever. It's just a guy in a suit or whatnot. But they're showing that they're showing that. Sorry, I'm seeing my dog's foot, realizing she kind of has a bit of a little scrape there, but it's fine. They're showing that they are overcoming fear, at least temporarily, to do what they need to do. Fred and Daphne and Velma, they're overcoming fear, but it's not through, it's not the same amount of fear overcoming that the other, Scoob and Shag are doing. Still, as a group, they're showing a strength over adversity in the face of, not overwhelming odds, but fear. They're showing strength over fear. And you have to be able to overcome great fear, and you have to have great willpower. Now, I don't know if they can really qualify for the willpower part of it, at least not as the main reason to qualify, but they could probably qualify because they're overcoming the fear, and then however their willpower works how strong it is. That's how much control they'll have over their Lantern Corps constructs. But until then, I mean, I can't say I can think of. Let's just go down the list real quick. Well, let's say that. Fear. No one's really afraid of Mystery Inc. They find them that they're meddling kids, so they're meddling, they're annoying, but they're not terrifying. No one's afraid of Mystery Inc. Then you go into rage. None of them are constantly angry and carry that anger with them all over the place. So no. Love. As a group, no. You could make an argument maybe for like Velma or Daphne or Fred, hypothetically, because they've had like long-standing relationships and crushes with some of their fellow teammates before. But I don't know if that's what drives them. You can't really say that. Hope? Hope's an odd one. I say Hope is an odd one because I think you could make an argument for Hope. Not a strong one, mind you, because they're always holding out hope that they're going to solve the mission. And Scoob and Shag are always holding out hope that they'll get the hell out of there. But I don't know if I just go back to doing what they love, eating food and relaxing. I don't know, though, if we could really count that towards them, but I could see an argument for Hope. Compassion, it's not their, I mean, they all have a level of compassion, certainly, but it's not like their most defining feature, nor do they lack it. So I can't really say compassion's on the list. Greed, Shaggy, and Scooby are just gluttons, but, it's not the thing that is fueling them day in, day out. They're not constantly on the search for food. They will take breaks from eating. They love to eat, but it's not the thing that's like, their main defining feature, even though it's a popular trait of theirs. And none of the Mystery Inc. Gang is greedy enough to really qualify. And then that would just leave us with, did I get them all? Yeah, green, yellow, red, sapphire, blue. Yeah, I got them all. That leaves us with white and black. And black, obviously, none of them are dead. Again, taking comics out of the equation, none of them are dead or have died. White, they all are alive. They all are alive, and they're living. And Scoob and Shag definitely live their lives to the fullest when it comes to doing the things that makes them feel alive, eating food, all that. So again, same with a little bit of hope. I could see the argument for, or at least a argument for a White Lantern ring. I doubt it, but anything's possible. Ultimately, though, that's my thoughts on this one. This was going to be a boring one, unfortunately, because my goal was to do all the members of Mystery Inc. That was it. I was going to do all the members of Mystery Inc. individually, see what they all qualify for, but I quickly realized they're all just going to qualify for the same thing. So I just did them as a group. So that's my thoughts on that. But let me know what you think. Do you think there's any way any of the Mystery Inc. gang could, as a whole or individually, could qualify for any of the other Lantern Corps over the Green Lantern Corps? Let me know in the comments below. But until then, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. I'll do a review of it at some point. 90s who would win, Star Wars, superhero, magic, what if, anything to do in the channel. Put that in the comments below as well. I'll get to that at some point. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you folks next time. Later.